Hey everyone, this is Thomas with Bentwood Ring Supplies, and today I'm going to walk you through building our September 2025 ring from our subscription box, and it's called Machina. In your box you'll get one tungsten 8mm wide 4mm channel ring blank, several gear cards all cut in different colors. These will have 4mm wide and 2mm wide gears in full and half size shapes. These are ready to inlay, and all you have to do is poke them out of the cards. You'll also find a few items that you might not expect to use in a ring build. A roll of adhesive strip, clear curing tacky glue, 2 of our inlay adjusters, 3 inlay trays, and a few paint brushes. You'll also need thin CA glue and activator. The idea behind this design was an attempt to make this ring look like you are peering into a machine. Let's get into it. First, we're going to take a strip of our adhesive and wrap it around the tip of one of our inlay adjusters. Rotate it between your fingers to remove most of the sticky feeling. You'll use it during this build to pick up your gears. Next, we'll take a long piece of the same adhesive strip and wrap it around our channel. Take care here. The adhesive strip can be fragile. Try to get the ends as close as you can, but don't overlap them. The adhesive strip will serve as our background, as well as a simple way to adhere our first layer of gears. It's time to get our gears ready. You can use your second inlay adjuster to punch out the gears you want to work with from the cards. I'll be using our brass-colored, large half-size gears for our first layer. These are laser cut in-house and are detailed enough for you to interlock the teeth of the gears as you place them. It's entirely up to you on whether you want to do that though. I'm using the inlay adjuster that we wrapped adhesive around to pick up each gear and place it into the channel. Then I'm using both of the inlay adjusters to press down on the gears to seat them nicely into the adhesive, as well as to bend them slightly so that they curve along the ring. Placement is somewhat important, but you can experiment with what you prefer. I'm interlocking them back and forth, and please pardon my hand in view occasionally. I'm going to work my way around the ring, making sure that the shiny side of the gear is facing upward. If you prefer a more rustic look, you can use the opposite side. We want coverage to be as thick as possible in the first layer. Normally I'd speed the video up a bit here, but since this is a new process, I'm going to let it play out at a nearly normal speed so you can see as much of the process as you would like. You are welcome to fast forward. When you get to the final few gears, you can leave a gap, and we'll make sure to cover it up first on the next layer. I'll go over every gear one final time, pressing into them to make sure that they are fully seated, and then apply some thin CA. I'll only want to apply just enough CA to make sure that there's enough for it to run around the ring, and wet all of the gears so that we can make sure they're adhered permanently. Next, I'll be using the small 2mm full-size and half-size rose gold colored gears. Punch them out the same as you did with the first layer. The biggest difference in this layer is that we don't have any adhesive to press our gears into. This is where the clear curing Tacky Glue comes into play. We'll use our paintbrushes to apply a thin layer of Tacky Glue onto the area we want our next gear to be. Let it dry for a moment, and then you can place your gear in the same manner that you did in layer 1. Take your time here. Placement is significantly more important in layer 2. You'll want to use your gears and shapes strategically so that they cover up as many gaps left in layer 1 as possible. You can use them in any order. I just try to make sure I'm aligning them so that it appears they could turn each other if they were in fact a machine of some sort. Work your way around a few gears at a time. Once you've gotten a few settled in, you can use a single drop of thin CA and activator to permanently adhere them. Be as light on this application as you can so that you don't let any CA run around the ring and build up along the bottom. Repeat this process until layer 2 is done. This is going to be your most visible layer and should be as consistent as possible. We want there to be small gaps that allow you to see the layers beneath without exposing too much of the black adhesive background. The smaller areas that do show all the way through will add to the depth of the build. Once again, when you're placing the final gear, it may be necessary to leave a small gap. We'll just make sure to cover it with a piece in the final layer. When you're done adding all of your second layer gears, then you can apply another small amount of thin CA around the ring to permanently adhere layer 2. For my final layer, I'm using our silver colored gear cards, and I'm only going to be using the large 4mm full-size gears. I'll be placing them strategically around the ring in a uniform manner. I think 5 or 6 of them is enough. You don't have to follow this format. You can do another whole layer of gears if you want. I considered doing them all the way around, but opted for a wider spacing. I like to use the gears that have a lot of holes in them so that we don't fully obscure the layers beneath. Since these 4mm white gears are so close to the size of our channel, I don't need to use any tacky glue on this layer. I press them in and they're holding just enough to let me put all of them into the channel and then apply a drop of glue on each of them to hold them in permanently. Now that our inlay is done, we can go ahead and move to our finish application. For our finish application, I'm using our slow speed ring turner, the 5 RPM version. This particular build is quite prone to bubbles since we have a ton of areas within that could hold them. So I'm applying extremely small layers of CA glue, then manually turning the mandrel back and forth so that we let the CA flow into as many nooks and crannies as possible. It's imperative that we take our time here to make sure we don't get any bubbles. This is generally the same process as the finish application you'll see for any other ring we make. We're just taking our time and making sure that we're doing really thin layers so that we don't catch any bubbles. Add your CA, let it settle, spritz with activator, let it cure, repeat. We'll do this until the CA is proud of the surface, and then it's off to sanding and polishing. Since this is a tungsten band, you won't need to worry too much about polishing the metal. Just focus on bringing the CA down to flush with the metal and then polish the CA. I won't be showing our polishing process in this video, as it's available in many of our other videos, and this particular video has been a bit longer than usual. Due to the finishing process taking a significant period of time, since we're doing extremely thin layers, I'll be speeding this next part up quite a bit. Okay, our ring is done and it looks absolutely amazing. I hope this video sets you up for success with yours, and if you are not already subscribed, now's the time. This ring is part of our September 2025 subscription box, and there's a new design every month, complete with materials, tools, and step-by-step support. You can grab yours at BentwoodRingSupplies.com. And if you'd rather just wear this one instead of making it, I'll be releasing a finished version soon over at ForemanForgeDesigns.com. All links below. Thank you everyone for your support. I'll see you in the next one.